Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. You are welcome back to another government class for the third week. The subject is government, and of course the class is SS1, and the period is the second period, and of course the topic is human rights. My name is Mr. Isaac. The subtopics for the main topic are means of safeguarding human rights, and of course limitations to human rights. In other words, we have discussed human rights, or we discussed the human rights during the presentation of the first lecture. This time around, we are looking at the means of safeguarding our rights, and of course limitations to rights of the citizens. Those are the things, or what are the things that our rights do not cover as citizens of Nigeria or another country. And of course, the behavioral objectives by the end of the lesson, the students should be able to, one, identify means through which their rights can be protected, and of course they should be able to mention what rights of the citizens do not cover. May Almighty Allah ease our understanding during and after the presentation. The content. As I said in the course of presenting the first lesson, human rights are what an average legal member of a particular country is to enjoy in that country. In other words, the entitlement, the benefit that citizens of various countries are to enjoy in their countries are what we call human rights. And of course, there are measures through which these rights can be protected or safeguarded. In other words, there are certain things that should be done if rights of the citizens are to be kept safe. And one of them is this: one, human rights are to be documented and made available for the public. Rights of the citizens are to be written down and made available for every member of the country, whether literate or illiterate. That's number one. Number two, rights of the citizens are to be recognized and understood by all the citizens. In other words, all legal members of a particular country should identify their rights since they have been documented, and they should understand those rights. It is by doing so their rights are protected. They can't protect, or what they don't know, they can't claim them. Therefore, they don't know their rights, they don't understand their rights, they don't recognize them. So it means the rights they should enjoy are not protected. Number three, there should be the rule of law. Rule of law means equality before the law, absence of preferential treatment in terms of judicial procedure. When everybody is treated equally before the law, then rights of the citizens will be protected, because in the law, rights are embedded and included in the law. So if everybody is now equal before this law, in which the rights of the citizens are included, then the rights will be protected, will be safeguarded. Number 4, there should be national and international organizations that will monitor rights of the citizens. Rights of the citizens are to be monitored nationally and internationally. There should be organizations like Amnesty International and others that will monitor rights of the citizens in order to prevent abuses of this right. Number 5, the law of the land that includes rights of the citizens should be respected and obeyed. The Constitution that contains rights of the citizens should be respected and obeyed. When the Constitution is respected and obeyed, then the rights of the citizens will be respected and protected. Without respecting the law of the land, the rights of the citizens cannot be protected. So the rights of the citizens will not be important to people. So therefore, the right to be violated. The right will not be seen as in sacred. Number 6, proper orientation as regards the human right should be made available for the citizens. Citizens, these legal members of any particular country, should be educated as regards their rights. Orientation, maybe by government or by private individuals, should be made available for the citizens so that we understand their rights. And of course, when you understand their rights, the rights will be safeguarded. Number 7, judicial system should be impartial and approachable. This judicial system of justice. The system of justice should not be biased, should not be partial, and it should be approachable. It should be what an average man whose rights have been violated can approach. It should not be expensive. It should not be too expensive for an average man to avoid. If the judicial system is not partial, the judges or judgment is given to people without partiality, and of course the means through which that is achieved is not expensive or too expensive, then the rights of the citizens will be safeguarded, will be protected, will not be in danger. Those are the measures for now that can be taken towards safeguarding rights of the citizens. Rights will be documented. The citizens should understand their rights and they should recognize them. There should be the rule of law. Nobody should be above the law. In such a country where rights of the citizens are not to be in danger, there should be national and international organizations that will monitor rights of the citizens in order to avoid the right being abused. Then there should be the law of the land that should be respected and obeyed. Proper orientation should be given, should be made available for the citizens as regards their rights. Then the judicial system should not be partial and should be approachable. Those are the measures through which citizens can, or rights of the citizens can be protected. Having said this, there are limitations to rights of the citizens. In other words, rights of the citizens are restricted to certain things. In other words, one cannot say or one cannot claim that he has some reason, some rights he enjoys at the detriment of committing crimes or committing or doing what are not expected to be done in a country. Some of these limitations are some of these things that rights of the citizens do not cover are: one, citizens do not have right to own unlawful property. Citizens have no right to own properties or property that is illegal, in a country. For example, citizens do not have right to own gun, to own ammunition, weaponry, and some other things like that without having an official document that backs ownership of this property up from government. Number two, citizens do not have right to be a member or to be members of secret groups. Groups that operate secretly should not be joined by citizens of any country. So nobody can say because of the fact that he has some rights he or she enjoys, therefore he can join some or a secret group. So his rights or our rights do not cover that. Number three, no citizen has right to disclose official secrets and confidential information of government. No citizen has right to make secrets of government or confidential information of government public. So rights of the citizens do not cover that. Even if one has access to it, the secrets have to be kept, and the secret or the information that belongs to the government should not be released to the public. Rights of the citizens do not cover that. Number four, citizens have no right to reject or boycott the compulsory national youth service. Citizens have no right to reject or boycott the compulsory national youth service. So, in Nigeria specifically, after university education, graduates are to go for the 1 year national youth service. So when it is time for that, no Nigerian citizen should reject or decide not to go for the exercise. It is the right he has or the right she has as a Nigerian. The rights do not cover that. He has to go for the youth service. That's number four. Number five, citizens have no right to be members of proscribed groups, e.g. Boko Haram. No citizen has a right to join, to be a member of a group that has been banned by government, e.g. Boko Haram. Boko Haram is a sect. Of course, nobody can say or claim because of the fact that he has right to belong to any organization or any group. Therefore, he or she wants to join to be a member of Boko Haram or ISIS or what have you, or any of the groups banned by the government. So, rights of the citizens do not cover this. Number six, right to freedom of movement is seized during curfew or state of emergency. When there is curfew as we have in Oyo State now, that the governor, because of the pandemic, the COVID-19, that the movement of the citizens should be restricted, from 8 p.m. To 7 a.m. In the morning now. So as we have it, because of the pandemic, nobody can say he has the freedom of movement. Therefore, it will not adhere strictly to the instruction of the government. So his right or freedom of movement for that time, during that time, will be ceased because of the pandemic. Also, if there is a crisis in the country, or there is a war in the country, may Allah may Allah protect us. May Allah not let that happen. The citizens may not have a freedom to move about. So when there is a particular crisis, or there is a war, or there is an issue that requires adequate attention of government, citizens will not enjoy the right to move about during their normal businesses or activities during that time. Number 7, and of course the last one there, rights of the citizens not cover repatriation. Repatriation is a process of returning a person to their country of origin because they are illegal immigrant or they committed a grave offense. If for example, a foreigner that become in Nigeria commits a crime against Nigeria, and the crime, the penalty for the crime is sending that person back to his former country. So the rights he enjoys as a Nigerian will be the right to be forfeited. The right will be punctured. The right to be terminated. He or she will not enjoy such a right. He has to be sent back to his former country. So those are the limitations to rights of the citizens. May Allah ease our understanding and protect us, be with us, and give us the right way and the right channel towards addressing the problem of COVID-19 worldwide, so that we'll be back to our normal classes. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Amin.